is going to be interesting. Going to be very interesting. Are you ready? Hello internet world. Welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a comparison between these two. If you've seen my videos earlier today, I did an unboxing this morning of the Sony Xperia 10, and then later on I did an unboxing and first look of the Sony Xperia 10 Plus. And in this video, I'm going to put them side by side and show you a comparison between the screens and also talk a little bit about how they feel in the hand. Now, before I start this video, I want to let you know that the Sony Xperia 10 was sent in to me on loan from Vodafone UK, so I could share my experience with you. The Xperia 10 Plus came direct from Sony UK, and the main difference really is that this one's in black, this one's in blue, and of course the size difference. But I'm going to pop them underneath the overhead cam so you can get to see a real difference between these two devices. Now, this is a live broadcast, of course, so if you're tuned in live, you've got any questions at all, pop them in the live chat. If you're new to the channel, please do hit subscribe. As well as hitting subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you should get notified when I either upload a video or go live. And if you're watching after the live broadcast, please do leave me some comments in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's take a look underneath the camera here. Now, this is quite difficult to show you purely because the screens are quite bright, even in their lowest brightness. But I want to show you just the quality of the screens at this brightness first of all. This is pretty good. This is not very bright on the slider. Let's just pull down the notification panel. We're both set to the same brightness and they're still plenty bright enough. In fact, I took both of these out earlier and in direct sunlight they were both very, very viewable. So let's just pop back to the home screen. That should be a little bit more visible for you now. I think they both look really great. They look like really good quality screens. I want to pop up a photo on the screen actually. Let's just go into photos and we'll pop this background into portrait for you. Let's go for the same photo on both because I want you to get a good look at the difference between the two. It's very, very minimal. I would say that the Xperia 10 on the left here, the slightly smaller one, let's put them both together so you can see the size difference as well, is very slightly warmer and also at the same brightness setting very slightly dimmer, not quite as bright. So to get the brightness the same, we need to just put it up a tiny notch more than on the other phone, and then they're roughly about the same. So they're roughly the same now, but in fact in the brightness settings there's a little bit of difference. The screen size, as you can see, we've got 6 inches on the Xperia 10, and then on the Xperia 10 Plus we've got 6.5 inches. The other differences are that the Xperia 10 has got 3 GB of RAM in the UK. The only place that gets 4 GB of RAM is China, and on the 10 Plus we've got 4 GB of RAM. On the smaller version, the Xperia 10, we've got a Snapdragon 630 processor, and then on the larger one, a Snapdragon 636. On the smaller smartphone, we've got a 2870 mAh battery, and on the larger Xperia 10 Plus, we've got a 3000 mAh battery. And then there is a slight difference in the cameras. The selfie camera on this one on the left here is 8 megapixels. This is a photo I took earlier with that particular smartphone. And then if we just go back on here and we look at the selfie I took with this one, on this one, the same 8 megapixel snapper. So exactly the same with regards to the selfie cameras. And on both, the selfie cameras are capable of capturing either 8 megapixel photos, or indeed they're both capable of capturing 1080p 30 frames per second video. That's regarding the front-facing selfie cameras. The rear-facing cameras are slightly different, which I was quite surprised. The Xperia 10, I'll show you a photo I took with this. Let's go with this one, and we'll pop this round into landscape. This has got the Xperia 10, so the smaller of the two phones, has in fact got a 13 megapixel primary rear camera and then a 5 megapixel secondary rear camera. So 13 megapixels as the main camera, and this is the sort of quality you can expect. So very, very nice quality indeed. With regard to the larger of the two phones, this one here, let's show you this photo here, and again pop this round into landscape for you. The larger Xperia 10 Plus has in fact got a slightly lower resolution, a 12 megapixel main camera, and then a 5 megapixel secondary camera, so slightly lower in resolution, but the quality is equal. And in fact, the only reason I can think of for Sony doing that is so that it gathers more light. Now, I haven't been able to test low light photos on this or low light video, but I would say that that's the only reason I can imagine that Sony would have dropped the resolution on the larger of the two and what should be the higher spec smartphone. But the photos look equally as good on either of these smartphones. So let's just pop back out to the home screen on both. Here we go, back to the home screen. And let's just take a look at any other physical differences. So let's turn the screens off and have a look around the back. So we've obviously got two different colours here. I will show you these colours on the main camera because it's a little bit easier to show you. Let's just pop the brightness up for you as well, just so it's a little bit more visible. There we go. So the main differences between these two are of course the size. Everything else is in fact, it's better with the light off, everything else is in fact pretty much the same. The size is obviously the big physical difference, as you can see here. The camera position, the same at the top. The flash, the same at the top. The NFC is the same, Sony in the centre, Xperia down the bottom. All of the ports, everything else is identical. There is a whisker of a difference between the actual thickness. I don't even think it's a millimetre, it's like a 0.1 or 0.2 of a millimetre difference in thickness. So hardly any difference there. Let's just show you this on the main camera, just so you get to see the colour difference a little bit better. So the smaller one at the moment is in the black, the Xperia 10, and the 10 Plus I got in this navy blue colour. They are all available in different colours as well. This just happens to be the two different colourways I've got for these two. Just show you the full backs. And apart from the differences I've mentioned in this video, they are indeed identical. Both got fingerprint sensors on the side. Let's just open this up. There we go. And I do think there was one other thing I just wanted to show you. So I've put the same wallpaper on these. Let's just get the brightness roughly the same. So I've put the same wallpaper on both of these, but the clarity, and it's only very minimal, seems to be a little bit better on the Xperia 10 Plus, even though the resolution's the same. But the brightness of the whites, I'm not sure if you can see that, just where the time is, seems to be brighter, or a different contrast, perhaps a different contrast ratio between the two screens. So the contrast seems to be a little bit better on the Xperia 10, but the actual clarity seems to be a tiny bit better on the Xperia 10 Plus. So that is pretty much it for this video. These are both great smartphones. One last thing I almost forgot I was going to mention was how they feel in the hand. Because they're both 21:9 aspect ratio, so nice tall slim screens, they both feel great in the hand. Neither of them feel top heavy, neither of them feel cumbersome. They're both pocketable, albeit the larger one's a little bit more difficult, but they are both fantastic smartphones. Really great quality and very, very comfortable to hold. Nothing digs in either. They've got these nice sort of curved corners. Just really good quality, and the build quality is identical between the two as well. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you've got any questions at all, please do put them in the comment section below. And also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks very much. I'll see you all in another video very soon.